Kei openly admits that he finds it difficult to hide the truth and confesses that he is actually an actor. He claims to have developed feelings for Samaire and intends to pursue a relationship, but due to feeling inferior because of their differing statuses, he fabricates a false identity to develop a romance with her. After speaking, Kei gives Samaire a meaningful glance and then leaves calmly. Samaire, not having time to think it through, quickly follows him. Karen and Itsuki, seeing this, assume she is going to confront Kei. Samaire thanks Kei for his clever cover. Although the crisis is temporarily resolved, their cooperative relationship ends here. Before parting, Kei openly states that he has noticed Samaire deliberately plays the role of a close friend in front of Karen and asks if she has any intention of targeting Karen. Samaire does not deny Kei's suspicion, only indicating that she has harbored jealousy towards Karen since childhood. After adjusting her emotions, Samaire turns back and encounters Karen's sarcastic provocation. To soothe Samaire, who is disappointed in love, Karen suggests that the three of them go together to Mirai's bar for a drink. Samaire cannot refuse and agrees to go along. As expected, as soon as Karen sits down, she publicly begins to humiliate Samaire with harsh words. Itsuki warns Karen to speak carefully, but Karen does not hold back and becomes even more reckless. Samaire suppresses a bitter smile, secretly engraving every harsh insult from Karen in her heart. After Karen and Itsuki leave, Mirai notices that Samaire's revenge plan is not going smoothly and offers to help her take revenge again. However, Samaire only responds with a smile and politely declines his offer. Later, Samaire decides to play her trump card to push Karen into a desperate situation. Her ace is Sakurako, Itsuki's wife. The two go together to the weekly magazine office and submit concrete evidence of Itsuki's infidelity and domestic violence. In fact, initially Samaire was only attracted to Itsuki's status as a married scoundrel, believing that Itsuki and Karen were a perfect match, and she planned to use Itsuki to set a love trap for Karen. It wasn't until Samaire accidentally saved Sakurako, who was attempting to commit suicide, and saw her covered in wounds, that she realized Itsuki was not only unfaithful, but also abusive towards his wife. At that moment, Samaire completely changed her plan. She was determined to help Sakurako break free from Itsuki's control. However, Sakurako told Samaire not to interfere, warning that if Itsuki found out, he would not let her go easily. Samaire did not back down and asked Sakurako to tell her the situation first before devising a plan. Sakurako accused Itsuki of initially approaching her with the intent of coveting her family's huge fortune. After marriage, Itsuki revealed his true nature, not only frequently cheating, but also abusing her. Faced with violence, she long felt powerless to resist, sinking into despair, her heart already filled with a strong desire to kill, harboring deep hatred for Itsuki. Samaire proposed that they team up to deal with Itsuki, and Sakurako agreed. The two exposed evidence of Itsuki's infidelity and domestic violence to the media. The next day, Itsuki's scandal dominated headlines across major media outlets. Among them, his private photos with Karen were prominently placed on the front page. Affected by the scandal, the stock price of Itsuki's company plummeted, and he was quickly dismissed from his CEO position. Enraged and humiliated, Itsuki wanted to assault Sakurako, but was countered by Sakurako with key evidence. Ultimately, Sakurako forced Itsuki to sign a divorce agreement, successfully ending the marriage. Samaire felt deeply comforted upon hearing the news. Not only did she successfully rescue Sakurako, but she also disgraced Karen and Itsuki, a pair of unscrupulous individuals. Karen, overwhelmed by public opinion and privacy leaks, was panic-stricken, but showed no self-reflection, instead blaming everything on Samaire, claiming that it was because Samaire arranged her blind date that she got involved in the adulterous woman. Controversy. Faced with online abuse and threats of privacy leaks, she had no choice but to seek help from Samaire. Samaire secretly sneered. Now she was planning her next move to make Karen lose everything she had. Therefore, Samaire suggested that Karen file for divorce first. Samaire explained, among all of Itsuki's extramarital partners, Karen is the only one who is married. Once the outside world learns about Karen's marital status, she will inevitably become the focus of public opinion. Karen retorted, "Even if I divorce, it can't change the fact that I was married." In response, Samaire proposed a trace-free solution, using household registration transfer to erase the marriage record. First divorce, then transfer the household registration to completely wipe out the marriage registration with Kiptei. Once the public opinion subsides, if Karen still wants Kippei as her financial support, she can take the opportunity to feign weakness and tears, expressing her desire to reconcile, using emotional tactics to rekindle Kippei's old feelings and have him accept her again. Karen thought Sumayer's plan was very thorough and immediately went to the Civil Affairs Bureau to submit her divorce application. Sumayer also thoughtfully advised Karen to handle it in the evening to avoid attracting attention. Karen praised Sumayer's intelligence and mentioned her childhood experience. There was a girl in my class as smart as Sumayer, though plain-looking. She always excelled academically and eventually got into a prestigious university. Karen harbored long-standing jealousy and bullying her, but she could never quell her inner dissatisfaction. Sumayer realized that Karen was referring to herself, and a surge of furious anger suddenly welled up in her. While Karen was submitting her documents in the office area, she immediately contacted the already lurking reporters, instructing them to photograph Karen and expose her intention to divorce and abandon her husband. Karen completely collapses. Now she is not only embroiled in an affair scandal, but has also been portrayed as a venomous figure who abandoned her husband, likely facing online abuse searches. Sumayer suggests Karen temporarily find a place to hide, and Karen immediately thinks of her maiden home. However, the next second, her father calls. Karen is about to act coquettishly, but her father angrily scolds her for being shameless. Someone sent photos and information. They already know about Karen stealing another man's husband and abandoning her sick husband, committing double infidelity. Her father sternly reprimands her for dishonoring the family and warns, if Kippei wants a divorce and compensation, don't expect to get money from the family. They have decided to cut ties with Karen. Hanging up the phone, Karen is tearful and helpless, while Sumayer secretly rejoices. She was the one who sent the photos and information of Karen's affair to Kippei and Karen's parents, completely cutting off Karen's escape route to her maiden home. Karen finds herself in a dilemma, at a loss for what to do. Seeing this, Sumayer suggests she rent a property temporarily to weather the storm. Karen immediately agrees, choosing a luxurious apartment with a monthly rent of 1 million yen without hesitation. Noticing Karen's complete lack of awareness of her situation and her basic financial planning skills, Sumayer decides to further guide her into making worse economic decisions, plunging her deeper into financial trouble. To this end, Sumayer pretends to be caring and reminds her it's better to rent a more affordable place. Given her current situation, she really shouldn't be living in such a high-end apartment. Karen perceives Sumayer's contempt and insists she will not live in a cheap rental. This plan indeed works. To maintain her image, Karen finally rents an apartment costing 2 million yen per month. Seeing her goal achieved, Sumayer can't hide her pride, and her lips unconsciously curl into a smile. Sumayer thought her plan was progressing smoothly, but an unexpected variable had quietly emerged. After Otsuki's divorce, he was repeatedly asked for various compensations by his ex-wife. At first, he thought it was revenge from his ex-wife, but after calming down, he realized that his weak-willed ex-wife was incapable of planning such a meticulous scheme. Someone else was behind it. It was this person who carefully orchestrated the scandal, and he was determined to find out the true culprit and clear his shame. Therefore, Otsuki had his secretary investigate his ex-wife's recent whereabouts and also look into Karen's social relationships. After reviewing many media reports about his own infidelity, he found numerous negative reports involving Karen. Based on this, he speculated that the mastermind behind the reports was likely someone who harbored resentment or dissatisfaction toward Karen. For this reason, he decided to investigate Karen's social circle in depth. The secretary quickly found out Karen's ex-husband's surroundings were normal, and among Karen's acquaintances, only Sumayer was a friend. Strangely, he couldn't find any information about Sumayer. The secretary specifically pointed out the matchmaker who originally facilitated Otsuki and Karen's acquaintance was none other than this Sumayer. Otsuki was suddenly enlightened upon hearing this. If Sumayer is the mastermind behind the scenes, everything makes sense. Sumayer carefully arranged for him to meet Karen first, then planned the scandal. Sumayer's true target is Karen. He is merely a pawn in Sumayer's scheme against her. Otsuki was furious and immediately ordered his secretary to investigate Karen's past, vowing to uncover the true reason and motive behind Sumayer's hatred for Karen and to take revenge on Sumayer. He then called Karen, falsely claiming to have identified the mastermind responsible for their disgrace, and proposed they join forces for revenge. Karen immediately asked about the person's identity, and Otsuki revealed that everything was orchestrated by Samaire. Unaware of this, Samaire believed victory was within reach and was determined to carry out the final plan, pushing Karen into an irreversible abyss.